You're scanning your grocery list, trying to figure out what you can cut because rent went up again. Meanwhile, your coworker just booked another vacation. Your friend pulled up in a new car. Your sister's posting about her third restaurant this week. And you're sitting there thinking, what am I doing wrong? Everyone else seems fine. They're not panicking about one unexpected expense destroying their month. So what's the deal? Are they actually that much better off, or is something else going on? Here's what's really happening and why the answer matters more than you think. My name is Ivan, and I help people understand money, financial psychology, and why some people seem to glide through life while others are constantly stressed about their bank account. If you've ever felt like you're the only one struggling while everyone around you is doing just fine, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button if this helps you see things differently. Here's why this matters. You know how in school some kids seem to ace every test without studying, and you wonder what they knew that you didn't? Money works the same way, except the difference isn't about intelligence, it's about information. And what you're seeing versus what's actually true, let's break down exactly what's going on. They're drowning in credit card debt and they don't care. About 1/3 of Americans carry credit card balances month to month. But here's the part that'll surprise you. A huge chunk of those people are completely unfazed by it. They treat their credit card like free money. Swipe now, worry never. They're not uncomfortable with debt. They've accepted it. As long as they can make the minimum payment, they're fine. The problem? Interest rates on credit cards sit between 20 and 25% right now. If you're only paying minimums on $5,000 of debt, you'll spend over a decade paying it off and fork over thousands in interest alone. Your coworker who just bought concert tickets, there's a decent chance they put it on a card they're already maxed out on. They look carefree, but check back in 5 years when those minimum payments are eating half their paycheck and they can't figure out why they're stuck. The action here is simple. If you're carrying a balance, stop adding to it today. Pay it in full every month or don't use it. That discipline alone puts you ahead of 1/3 of the country. They have a side hustle you don't know about. You see them at work, 9 to 5, same as you. Similar salary, similar expenses, but somehow they're living like they make double. Here's what you're missing. 39% of Americans have a side hustle, and it's pulling in an average of $800 a month. That's almost $10,000 a year. Tax-free or under the table in some cases. Your coworker isn't just clocking out and going home. They're driving for a rideshare app, selling stuff online, freelancing, running a small gig on weekends. You're comparing your single income to their double income without realizing it. And that gap explains the vacations, the nice dinners, the new clothes. The psychology here matters. Having a second income stream doesn't just add money, it adds confidence. It takes you out of survival mode. You stop feeling trapped by your main job because you've got options. If you're sitting here thinking everyone else just has more money than you, ask yourself, are you working one income stream or two? Because if it's one and you're struggling, that's your answer. They're making massive trade-offs you can't see. You notice your friend travels constantly. 4 trips this year already. Meanwhile, you haven't left the state, so you assume they're rich, but here's what you don't see. They're spending 60% of their income on travel. Their apartment, tiny, roommates, no car. They thrift all their clothes. They don't go out to eat. They've decided travel is their priority and everything else gets sacrificed. Someone else you know might have a closet full of designer clothes, but they haven't traveled in 3 years. Another person bought a gorgeous house, but now they're house poor. No budget for anything else. Massive mortgage. Stressed about every repair. We fixate on what people have, not what they gave up to get it. And that creates a distorted picture. You think they have it all. In reality, they're broke in ways you don't see. Empty savings account, maxed credit cards, fights with their spouse about money, sleepless nights. They're just better at hiding it than you are. The move here is to stop comparing. Focus on your own trade-offs. Decide what actually matters to you and cut ruthlessly everywhere else. Build your life around your priorities, not theirs. Social media is a highlight reel, not a documentary. No one posts about their credit card statement, or their argument with their partner about money, or the fact that they're 3 months behind on their car payment. They post the vacation, the new purchase, the night out, and if you're basing your view of their life on that, you're getting maybe 5% of the story. The other 95%, stress, debt, trade-offs, sacrifices. You're comparing your full reality to their carefully curated version of success. And that comparison is poison. It makes you feel like you're failing when you're probably doing fine. Maybe even better than them. Here's the fix. Limit your exposure to that content. And when you do see it, remind yourself it's edited. You're seeing what they want you to see, not what's real. Your financial progress doesn't need an audience. It just needs to happen. They look rich, but they're actually broke. This one's brutal. The flashy car, the designer clothes, the expensive dinners, the image of success, it's all a facade, and it's bankrupting them. There's a term for this: fake wealth. People living paycheck to paycheck while maintaining the appearance of being wealthy. They're not saving. They're not investing. Every dollar goes to debt payments and keeping up appearances. Meanwhile, the actual wealthy people, you probably don't even notice them. They drive a 10-year-old car. They live in a modest house. They don't talk about money because real wealth is silent. It doesn't need to prove itself. If someone's constantly flashing their money, there's a good chance they don't actually have any. And they're way more stressed about it than you are. The lesson? Stop equating appearance with reality. Someone who looks rich might be drowning. Someone who looks average might be sitting on $500,000 in investments. Focus on building real wealth, not the image of it. Everyone started from a different place. Some people graduated college debt-free because their parents paid for it. Others worked 3 jobs and still came out with $60,000 in loans. Some people got their first job during a boom economy. Others graduated into a recession and spent years underemployed. Some had family connections that landed them a high-paying gig right away. Others had to grind for a decade to get there. The playing field was never level, and pretending it was sets you up for frustration. You can't compare your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 10. You don't know what help they got, what advantages they had, what sacrifices they made early on that are paying off now. The only comparison that matters is you versus you. Are you better off than you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago? If yes, you're winning. If no, figure out what needs to change. But stop measuring yourself against people whose starting line was in a completely different zip code. Let's make this concrete with 2 people, both 30 years old, both making $60,000 a year. Meet Poor Peter and Rich Richard. Poor Peter saves 6% of his income. That's $300 a month. He's got $4,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest. He makes minimum payments of $120 a month. His rent and car payment eat up 58% of his take home. He's got maybe $800 in his checking account at any given time. One emergency and he's toast. He looks fine on the outside, goes out on weekends, has a decent car. But internally, he's stressed constantly. One unexpected bill triggers a spiral. He can't say no at work because he needs every paycheck. He's trapped and he knows it. Rich Richard, he saves 18%. That's $900 a month. No credit card debt because he pays in full every month. His housing and transportation, 42% of take home. He kept his old car an extra 3 years. He lives in a smaller place, but he's got $12,000 sitting in a high yield savings account. That's his runway, his breathing room, and he's putting $700 a month into index funds. In 10 years, poor Peter will have maybe $40,000 saved if he's lucky. Still stressed? Still one emergency away from broke. Rich Richard, he'll have over $150,000 invested, plus his runway still intact. He'll have options, job flexibility, the ability to take risks, real security, same income, completely different life. And it all came down to behavior. Not salary, not luck, behavior. Pay yourself first. Keep your big expenses low, build runway, automate investing. That's it. That's the entire playbook. Here's the close. Financial success isn't about looking successful. It's about becoming the kind of person who keeps money, who builds runway, who buys time and choices instead of stuff. Everyone around you is playing a different game with different rules and different starting points. Stop comparing. Start building. Pick one move today. Set up an auto transfer to savings. Cancel one subscription you don't use. Set a goal for 3 months of runway and work backwards. You don't need to outpace everyone else. You just need to outlast your past self. That's the game. Play it.